This podcast contains strong language and discussions about relationships, sex, and love. It may not be suitable for younger listeners. This is the Sex and Singapore City podcast, and I am Nick Selena. Hi guys, it's Nick Selena. Welcome back to another Monday evening of my podcast. Thanks for tuning in as always. Very happy to have you here and for listening to me talk, which is quite wonderful. This episode is about trust. Trust. Do you struggle to trust? 10 tips on learning how to trust again. This is a shitter. I'm not going to sugarcoat it because when you've been betrayed on any level, I'm not just talking about cheating. It doesn't have to be cheating from a partner. You can be betrayed by colleagues, by friends, by family. It can be a betrayal like a stab in the back or, I don't know, your best friend suddenly turns out to have been your worst enemy all along or, yeah. I mean, the hardest one is, of course, you know, a romantic trust break, for instance, you know, cheating or just upping and leaving, coming home one day and the person's gone, that kind of vibe. It's so hard to go back to where you were when you were a trusting, relaxed person on that level. Because when you trust, you are more relaxed. You're not as on hyper edge. You're not looking for the negative, looking for the break, looking for the problem because you trust, you know, it's nice. To be able to trust is just such a calming influence on your being and your soul. And when some bastard does something to you where they destroy your trust in others, they don't even have a fucking clue the damage and depth it goes to, the darkness where you're on edge and there's constant voice in your head. Like, does that person really mean that? Does that person really say that? What if they said something else? Did that really happen? So you really are dating just me or are you dating someone else as well? It just really destroying. The good news is, just bummed you out, haven't I? Right, that's it. End of the episode. No one can trust again. You're damaged goods. The good news is you can learn to trust again. Do you know why I know that? Because I have. I was screwed over by most of my boyfriends. For some reason, I picked cheaters. In fact, that's not some reason. I know exactly why. Therapy has led me to understand why I chose who I chose. And how to, of course, overcome it and grow the hell up. But the cheating thing was just ingrained in me, like, right, men cheat on me, I will be cheated on. I've got to constantly stay alert, on edge, waiting for the sign that's going to cheat, they cheat, trying to find things, you know? And yet now, the relationship I'm in, I'm a different human when it comes to trust. Like, don't go through his phone. So going through the phone thing, that was rife for me in my last relationship because I didn't trust him for love nor money and I was well in my rights to not trust him. And when I would look at his phone, it wasn't ever very nice. You know, it like even just the stuff, the way you text his ex-wife or his colleague, his female colleagues, like it just wasn't okay. And looking at his phone became like an obsession to catch him out. Like I needed to know who and when and where. And I would look, when I first met my partner, I think I looked at his phone twice in like the first month. And I don't know, just got over it. It was like an old habit dying hard. I just then don't do it. It doesn't even cross my mind because I trust him. I'm like, if I ever did go through his phone, one, he wouldn't care, but two, it'd be nothing but nice things about us and me and being his future wife. Like, there's no secret female client that he's banging. There's no derogatory talks about me with his mates, nothing. So, yeah, I don't do it anymore and it's fucking great. And I try, like, if he goes out and gets pissed up, I don't have any fear that he'll be chatting a woman up, that he won't come home. I had all that with my ex. So yeah, I've learned to trust, and it's fucking great. So I want to kind of share with you guys the 10 easy tips that I think you guys can do, which was what I've done as well, that will help you learn to trust again for the future. It won't be a quick fix. It's not like an overnight thing, but I think if we do this, we can get there. And then you'll be much more of a whole person and your healthier version of yourself ready for your next relationship. Okay, here we go. Point 1, be transparent. So obviously, as you just heard, I struggled to trust. I had these ingrained issues in my head that, like this will happen. This is a pattern that will happen. And I just told him from the get-go. I said, this is what I've been through. This is my past. I didn't labor it on as victim. I didn't want that. I was very much like, I'm probably tainted, I guess, in my judgment because who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be? If I hadn't become the way I am, then I'll be a moron because, of course, I'm trying to protect myself. So I was just very transparent with my fiancé from, I think this was second, third day in. And he's like, yeah, I get it. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make sure that you trust me and it's your process. He'd always say that on repeat, darling, you're just going through your process and I'm here for you. Oh God, I fucking love him. So being transparent rather than hiding it was so much better for me because I'm like, look, if I end up going through your phone, I'm not looking to try and catch you out. I'm just looking for reassurance that you are who you say you are and you are trustworthy, and I just need you to understand, don't feel attacked, or I'm just trying to work through this kind of vibe. And he's like, yeah, cool, whatever, don't mind. If I'd not spoken to him, if I'd hidden it all and been like, oh yeah, I'm great, I'm confident, I'm loud, I'm happy, I'm healthy, yo, I'm a fucking catch, then when I, did start feeling insecure or worried or overthinking everything, because that's what I fucking do, he'd be like, what? Where's this come from? Whereas I just laid it out from the get-go and it really helped. Point 2, forgive. Forgive them and yourself. Oh, groan. When you've been royally screwed over by someone, forgiving them is really shit. You just don't want to. Why the fuck should I? I tell you why you should. Because it will ease up the burden on you. It's not, I don't really sit here and think, I forgive my ex for everything he did to me and put me through. And the way he treated me, I forgive him. If I saw him in the street, I'd give him a nice wave. And no, I hate him. But I've probably, in all honesty, still got work to do because I still hate him. I'm not there yet where I can just be like, oh, whatever, past is past. I still don't want him anywhere near me. Don't even want him on the island. It feels like I've been infected by a virus if I'm ever even close proximity to where he'd be. So that's something that I still need to get through. But if you forgive what you've been through, hey, I forgive myself for being the person I was that led to this. I forgive the person for doing this. I forgive the incidents that took place. It does help heal you as a whole and pushes forward with future trust. It's not easy. It really isn't easy, especially when you have been hurt so badly. I get it. The betrayal is real and the pain is deep. So saying you need to forgive that person just seems like, what? No, fucking no way. I get it. But it's something that will help. That's all I'm saying. Point 3, journal your fears. We know I'm a big advocate for journaling. I can go on about it all the time in these kind of self-help episodes. But what's good with journaling in this scenario is if it's this isn't real, I'm making this up, but, my fiancé went to a club last night till 4 a.m, come home really drunk. I was wide awake and I barely slept and I was, worried that he'd been out with girls and then I wanted to read his phone, right? Say I journaled that. And then when I'd speak to him and I'd clarify what I've done is I've got it out in the open, because then I'd just write, like, say, the irrational thought, which is that. Then I'd write the rational thought. Just spoken to him. He was with the lads all night. You know, he literally was at one venue. He's happy if I want to go through his phone, he doesn't mind, but I don't want to. He's reassured me on repeat. Like, you can just write down irrational and rational fears on this subject. What was my initial thought process? Why did I freak out at the trust? What could possibly be the reality? And writing that down helps to then also not have a conflict with the person, you know, rather than like going ape shit, like, where have you been? What have you fucking been up to? Rah! You write it down instead and calmly and just get it out of your body. I genuinely believe this should be something everyone does, this kind of like therapy of a diary. Number 4, you need to understand you are not what happened to you. You are not what happened to you. You're not a victim of someone cheating on you. The guy's a knob. You're not the victim of fraud. The person's an asshole. Like, do you see what I mean? Don't put this on you. Oh, I deserve to be cheated on because I wanted him to love me too much. I deserve to be cheated on because I didn't have enough high standards. I deserve to be cheated on because I didn't have sex enough. You know what I mean? Like, we can do that a lot when we've been betrayed. I was stupid enough to give my finances to that person. I told my best friend all of those things about me, and I was an idiot to trust her with it. But you put it on you. No. You got to understand, you are not what happened to you. Yes, take responsibility. Did you perhaps, divulge something you shouldn't have? Did you trust someone before you really knew them? We've all been there. But that's taking responsibility for just your part to play. But you are not what happened to you. Like, stop. You're not. It's probably, if you've been betrayed this badly, I'm put money on it, it's not your fault on any level. Number 5, talk it out with friends, family, or therapy. Friends, family, or therapy. Should be my tagline, right? Because I always say the same thing. But it's true. Talk this shit out. Like, I can't trust this person, or I'm so frightened to trust again, or what if I'm so damaged and I never trust again? What if, like, this kind of stuff? What if I never love again because I can't trust? What if I read my new partner's phone and he dumps me? What if, like, all my other best friends are lying about me? Talk it out. It's the same with the journal, except you're having a human give input and they can say, let's work out why you feel like this and let's work out the rationale of what you're feeling. Obviously, therapy is expensive. There are some helpful groups that are free online. And of course, if you always need someone, I'm here. Number 6, time heals all. Oh, boo. We can't control time. I feel like shit and I don't know if I'm ever going to feel okay. Yeah, I've been there. It's a shitty one because it's like the cliche. Time is the best healer. But it is. It really is. Slowly, week by week, month by month, the pain that you were living in, that sick betrayal, it slowly gets a little easier. It slowly gets a little lighter. And you start to build yourself back up and you start to realize that you are, and rightly so, becoming the person that you were before the betrayal. In turn, of course, that means your trust in people will start to come back because you're healing. Oh, how long time-wise though, Nix? Yeah, I really can't answer that one. It will be months. I highly doubt if it's a strong betrayal and a deep one, especially if it's a partner cheating, I highly doubt it will be weeks where you're like skipping around happy. I would expect months for you to regain some feeling of being who you were. But just be patient and wait, and good things will happen. Number 7, stop playing the victim. This is linking back to number 4. It's so easy to play the victim. I've always been cheated on by every boyfriend. That was my generic line. what I didn't understand is what I was doing is I was curating more of the same, right? It's the laws of the universe. What we keep focusing on and what we put out is what we get back. It's the energy like for like. So I'm like, oh, I get cheated on. I'm a victim. I had this victim mindset. So, of course, I just get cheated on because that's all where my focus is at. And my focus was that because I didn't think I deserved a relationship where I wasn't cheated on. I had a lot of low self-esteem in that way, I guess. For someone very confident, there was a lot of like low esteem, insecurity issues when it comes to relationships. Like I genuinely never saw myself as someone, I guess, worthy of being committed to and loved in that way. So I played the victim. It was a narrative in my 20s. And I guess what I could see is the big change was after my ex. I wasn't like, I stopped being the victim and started being like, you're a fucking dick. Like, the problem isn't me. The problem is you. I did everything for you. I gave you way more than you deserved from day one. Everything. Changed your life. I moved you across the globe with like zero thanks. You dickhead. And you still do that to me? Like, you're a knob. I'm not the victim. You're just a dick. You see, I stopped playing that role because it's not fair. It's not right. And that helps you become trustworthy in the future because you're not the problem. So I can trust the next one because it's about the person. The guy was a dick. He's untrustworthy. The new partner is trustworthy because I found someone that I can trust. You see, it's not me. I'm not victimizing myself anymore. Point 8. Understand and be okay with the fact that you will need reassurance. So this depends how deep and far the betrayal has gone for you. But needing reassurance from your partner is not a sign of weakness. It'd be like, oh, and I'm always honest. So I'll give examples for myself. You know, like I'll say, I'm like really scared of you going away on a business trip. Like I'm scared of the first time you'll be away from me for a week or 2 weeks because like it's, you know, that would be my prime time before in all my relationships where they're away from me for a week, where it was like, I'd be beside myself with fears of being cheated on. So I explained this very calmly to my partner and he's like, I understand where you're coming from and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make you okay with it. Like I'm not going to disappear. I'll be online, you know, I'll be around for communication in between work functions and it just really calms me down. I like to think that level of asking for reassurance in a very adult communicative manner is way better than me not, and perhaps him going away and then me just being like, where are you? Ah! And him like, what? What do you mean, where am I? I thought we were chill. Like, why are you being like this? And causing an argument, you know, I've premeditated situations where I might need reassurance. I think it's okay to ask that, and I think it's okay to accept that you might need reassurance because of what you've been through. There will be trauma there that you are recovering from, and it's okay. Just calmly ask, hey, this situation's going to weird me out a bit. I just feel like I might get upset or, you know, this might trigger what I've been through and please reassure me. Done. Point 9, address old habits for yourself. Like me, reading the phone, social media stalking, that kind of thing, which I fell into a horrible dark pattern, constantly watching where my ex was or wasn't and the lies and tripping him up on lies. That's basically what it was, is I spent my whole time tripping him up on lies. And I just had to address that with myself. Like, no, my partner doesn't deserve his phone to be read. No, he doesn't deserve to feel that I am on his back, that he doesn't deserve that. He's shown me nothing but trustworthiness. He's just like a kindest soul and he dotes on me, absolutely dotes on me. He deserves me to change my crappy habits that some knob has put me into. And it's not easy because, you know, it's like that impulse, like, oh my God, I got to read his phone. And I'll be like, what if he's cheating? What if I'm not the only girl? Well, I gotta reach the phone. Brrr. That's where my brain goes. And he's like, calm the fuck down. We're just on the sofa watching a movie. No, oh my God, what if you've got 5 other women? But if you address it head on, it does wonders for you as a person and for the relationship. And finally, point 10, accept that no two human beings are the same. I'm sorry to say this, but your ex probably isn't a good man. The old best friend, the person who stole your money, not good people. Yeah, okay, you had them in your life and that sucks. But they're shitty humans to do what they did to you. But that doesn't mean the future best friend, the other colleague, the future partner are the same. You know, they're not cut from the same cloth. If you've done what you need to do your end with your healthy healing, you'll only want good, healthy people in your life anyway. You won't be attracted to the dark, horrible knobs. So you need to accept it's not easy. That no two human beings are the same. It's not fair to paint like all men cheat. That was literally my motto in the 20s. All men cheat. Everyone cheats. No, they don't. And it's actually not fair. And any guy that I met with that mindset, I would inevitably push him away anyway because like I'm behaving in a way of expecting him to cheat. All men cheat. You're going to cheat. It's like, just, you know, I've seen you, been just dating you for a few weeks. Yeah, you're going to cheat. So it's not fair and it's not right and it won't help your future relationship. So by all means, be wary, but understand no two humans are the same and don't tarnish everyone with the brush of the shit one that did something horrible to you. Okay, I hope that's helped. I understand it's not an easy subject tonight and open always to your messages. You can just Instagram me at Nixalina, Nixalina. And yeah, talk it out. And if your talking person, number 5, is me, then so be it. Message me and I will help you. But let's all learn to trust again because it feels great when you get there. And that's the end of this episode. Thanks for listening to the Sex and Singapore City podcast. This episode was produced and hosted by me, Nixalina, and recorded at the Splicecast studio in Singapore. I'm available to listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, and all major podcast listening apps. Do subscribe to enjoy a new episode every Monday evening. Please do give me a 5-star review. It helps other people also find my podcast. For more awesome content and features to read, you can check out my website, sexandsingaporecity.com. That's sexandsingaporecity.com. I'm also on social media. Simply search at Nixalina, Nixalina, to find me. Don't be shy. Come say hi.